I'm walking up.
That one's real rocky too.
But we're going up, and then it keeps going up and keeps going up. And at this moment, I'm like, I don't want to fucking run no more. I want to quit. Like I legit was like, I don't want to do this no more. Like this is annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how are they making this mountain steep?
Right.
Like it's more steep than
How are they making it steep?
How are they making this more steep than it seems?
These
like,
bastards came out here last night and they steeped this mountain.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? Welcome back to Just Weirdly Blended. I'm Jesse.
And I'm Tom.
I almost sounded like I was...
You were inhaling deep. You needed to take a breath.
I did.
It's been a wild week.
It has. It's been a long week.
Yeah.
It's been a long week.
Because you traveled again, didn't you?
God, I don't know. It's all fucking... It's kind of like blending, right?
Yeah, because Wednesday, didn't JJ have a little play or something?
Tuesday. So, yeah, Monday and Tuesday I was in Oregon. So, I traveled. Yeah, because the last podcast.
Right.
So, it's a Sunday morning. I'm just kidding.
This Sunday morning.
So, last Sunday morning, I like a week ago, left after the podcast to Oregon. Was there for 2 pointless days. And on Tuesday, that same day, Tuesday, when I left, my son had he had a Luigi's baton. That's
pretty cool.
So there was like 4 Luigi's. He was one of 4. His section did. I think they did wind instruments, so like flutes.
So it was like an orchestra thing. It wasn't like a play.
Yeah, it was cool because Luigi was this little stick.
Oh, that's right.
I gotta talk like this. Like he was a mobster.
Did they have him use the Italian accent?
Oh yeah, Luigi. my son didn't use it, but like it was like this little. They had something playing on the PA where it's
it's his voice to play.
No, it wasn't. No, he was mobster.
Really?
He was New York.
Oh.
Hey. What are we doing here?
Don't fuck this song up.
Yeah, no, he was talking like that.
I'll take you back.
Luigi was like, what can we do? You know, like he was...
Yeah.
And so they had this little stick with the mustache and stuff. But Luigi was from New York.
That's pretty great.
He had ties to the Gambino family.
To be, right?
Yeah.
Are you serious? That would be great. I talked to John yesterday. He said that this better be the best fucking orchestra we've seen.
Yeah.
Don't fuck it up.
Yeah, no, but I'm dead serious.
That's great.
He was like New York accent. Like it's like when I heard it, it sounded like a mob. I got like recording.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I was like, because listening to that Sammy the Bull podcast,
yeah.
I've been
gets you right in that headspace.
Oh, right away because I had been listening to it the whole time. I started like on my travel there listening to it, and I was just like, once that played, I was like, oh wow. I got to tell Tom about this one.
Like backhand people if they got off.
Listen here.
Hey, get in the fucking zone, huh?
No, but he had Luigi's like, hey, get me out of my pocket. I can't breathe in here.
So he wasn't Luigi. His stick was Luigi.
His stick was Luigi, but he was the maestro. Come on, maestro.
Come on.
Yeah. So JJ's
forget about it.
But JJ's acting was funny because he had to be sad because there's a point where one of the wind instruments, it was like the flute. There's what is it called? Like a bassoon, I think it's called.
Okay.
But it has like the tone because they're basically what this show reminded me of was this episode of fucking Little Einsteins.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Because there's different sections.
Yeah.
But like they go into describing what these instruments do.
Fabrizio. Whatever.
Serious.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
The violin, it sounds so sad, like this. Oh, look at it. But like the bassoon or one of them, like it had this like tone to it where it was sad. So JJ had to be like, he was like he was gonna cry. So.
Yeah.
And it was funny. We were laughing because he did a good job.
Good.
But it was cute. It was a cute little show.
So none of it, like the kids didn't actually play their instruments. It was
they held up a card that had like a picture of that instrument, and they kind of like they basically went into the detail of what these instruments did, and like the different sounds.
Right.
So they had the ones with strings, so like they talk about a harp and all this stuff.
Now, was he the conductor for the whole thing?
No, he was just conductor for the wind instruments, and then there's like percussion, and then there's strings and. God, there was one more.
Gotcha.
What's the drums? What would that be? Percussion, huh?
Yeah, percussion.
Okay, no, it wasn't that. Strings, percussion, wind. There's one more I'm missing. I I can't think.
Like the chimes and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ding.
Because you got like your
I'm trying to think.
guitars,
Right.
drums, flutes.
Right. Wind, strings, percussions. I don't know. Well,
I don't know. But anyway, at the end, they all four like there was a song that was played. And so, after each little act, there was a song and the kids would like do a little dance or something.
Gotcha.
Little routine.
Okay.
It was cute. But like during that song, the kid that was like the maestro would bing, boom, bong, 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 bong.
Conduct the whole thing.
Oh my God, you guys are terrible conductors.
You're off.
Yeah, so this is funny. So me and Cheeky were sitting next to each other, and then there was so we were on the ends, and then Alicia and Sadia were next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So there was this kid. So before the whole thing started, the fifth graders were playing their orchestra.
Mm-hmm.
They were like
they're actually playing.
Yeah. So like there was a few kids that doing violins.
Yeah.
Right. And one of the kids, and it was funny because I was thinking this. Cheeky leans over. She's like, he looks like a dad. This kid, this fifth grader, because he's wearing like this red polo, these khaki pants. Looks like a little dad, pretty much, right?
Okay.
He has his glasses.
Just in his attire.
Yeah,
Not like
just
his face
and the way his face was, like the way he carried, he seemed like your typical like white dad you see on TV or something, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I leaned into her, I was like, yeah, but he's not his shoes. He needs to wear some like New Balance.
Yeah, right.
But it was pretty
His
funny.
shoes were a little too.
They were a little too kiddish.
Gotcha.
Get him some New Balance, the fat, thick looking New Balance white shoes.
Pure white with the blue N on it. Yeah. My dad tried to give me some of those. I'm like, I'm sure there's going to be a day, Dad, but it's not going to be today.
It's not now.
I was like, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to wear those.
So there's a guy I work with that he doesn't wear those shoes. He has like these Nikes but they're similar to that style.
Yeah, pure white Nikes. Those were cool for a bit.
Yeah, but they're like thick like that. But that's the only shoe you'll ever see him wear.
Huh. No
but he's a very particular guy though. He's very particular. Cool as fuck.
Doesn't matter what pants he wears. Like
nothing. It's the same shoe.
Slacks gonna be wearing the white.
Well, he'll wear the same outfit, like not same outfit, but like same clothes, but like khakis. Like he's very like he's very particular.
Okay, there's like a thing he likes to wear.
I think he has OCD, like legit. Like he has like.
Is it like a cartoon where like they just have the same, set of clothes on different hangers?
I wouldn't be surprised if that was,
like this is my.
I wouldn't be surprised if he
t-shirt.
opened his closet and his stuff was like color coordinated.
Wasn't that like the cartoon Doug or something where they opened up the closet one time and it was all the same outfit over and over again on the hanger?
Oh, I'm sure.
I think it was. That's funny.
But it was so that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
but geez, yeah.
Cool. So then anyway, you were out of town. And...
I forgot that I even did that. That's how this week's been.
Yeah.
We hired a new guy. So I got to get that going at work. And then he doesn't start till April, but April's just around the corner.
I know, I was going to say, well, that gives you like a week.
Yeah. And then I went running with Nick on Wednesday because I went and I did the Badger Mountain Challenge.
Yeah.
So it was like a 9-mile race.
Nice.
A 15K. So
there's some good elevation.
Oh,
Badger Mountain gets some good elevation,
dude. So I went, me and Nick ran. We did a little over 5 miles. I was like, all right, cool.
You ran that? That's way more than I would have done.
Well, when I say run, I don't mean we ran the whole thing
kind
the
of
whole
run,
time.
Walk.
Yeah. There's points where it's like,
well,
I'm not running up
like
this hill.
Badger Mountain, it's got like a trail essentially. It's like a hiking trail. It's not real wide.
Yeah.
So was there a lot of bottlenecking? Were there a lot of people, and you kind of get caught in crowds and stuff?
In certain parts, but not really. Not like you think. Like in the beginning, it kind of feels that way.
Yeah.
So you start from this church. And you go up towards Badger.
Did you guys try to break away from the crowd at first so that you?
No, me and Nick walked. Like we ran the first straight, and then it curves to go up. And so during that curve, we kind of walked to kind of like.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's pace yourself,
and it's long. Yeah.
Right.
And so walked up that, and so around that time, it's pretty bottlenecky. Because it's very narrow, and then everyone starts kind of spreading out, and then once you get up to you go around this like dirt trail that's before the mountain. Run there or whatever. And then you go up the stairs, where the stairs are.
Yeah, right.
And that's kind of a point where it bottlenecks, I guess you could say.
Because people have to slow down to get up the stairs. Yeah.
But then after that, it really kind of starts spreading out.
That's cool.
But you don't go up the front way. You actually go around the back. You never actually went around that front like the typical way. You never touch
the one that's a little steeper. You go longer.
You would think. I'll get to that right here in a minute.
Did they change it? They made you go up the steep part?
No. So anyway, so I start walking. I'm running, walking. And I'm like on the back end of the mountain, and this lady falls. Right? She's probably, I don't know, 20 yards in front of me or so.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was 20 yards. It was kind of a bit 30. I don't know.
Okay.
I just want to use the term yards.
She was a couple clicks out.
She was 37 clicks ahead of me.
Okay.
I thought she was hurt. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But she was.
You thought she was dying the way she acted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She sold it.
And I was like, oh shit. So I stopped.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, you all right? Like, she's like bleeding from her hand. Oh. She bit it hard. So the Badger Mountain, it's very rocky. The terrain's kind of rocky here and there. You got to remember too, in this area, we got a lot of sage. A lot of deserty. And so she fell in some of that. And so, you know, she cut her hand up really well and her knee, but she was gushing pretty good from her hand. Oh. And so I wore my gloves and my like a beanie because it was like kind of fucking cold and a little windy. Mm-hmm. So I was like, hey, do you want to, use this for, let's stop the bleeding? But I don't know if she was acknowledging me because I'm a guy and I was trying to help be like a knight in shining armor. But some other girl comes afterwards and she acknowledges the girl.
Shouldn't acknowledge.
I'm not going to lie. In that moment, I seen it and it bugged the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I would have been pretty pissed too.
But I'm, staying like, okay, whatever. And I'm just like, well, if you want to use this, like, I don't mind. These are my gloves, but fuck, you're bleeding. Let's stop the bleeding, right? Or let's wipe it up. It's not like my gloves like super dirty on that side. Maybe I'm because I was gonna give her that, the top part, whatever. Either way, it's fucking blood, do something.
Or just say, oh no, thanks. You bleed. I'll be okay.
Yeah,
just be
didn't
polite.
even acknowledge like a second, Yeah, and I know it sounds like I'm looking for it, but I'm not. It's an observation I made.
You are looking for it because it's
I'm trying
polite.
To help. Yeah, I'm trying to help you.
This is the thing.
Hey, can you get
What
up?
are we supposed to do? Just fucking ignore you? Like,
well, yeah, I was like the first one there, and I was just like, "Hey, you okay? Like, what's going on?"
You had every right to be offended.
The other girl's right here, and so and I stayed right there, and so the funny part, it gets funny because it's other people like stop, look, okay, car wreck, let's go.
Yeah. Right.
And so at this moment, I'm like, okay, whatever. Then this guy comes and he comes a little past me and he goes, I'm a dentist. Let me look at that. And I was like,
did the girl let him do that?
I'm
a dentist, so you're not a medical doctor. You're a tooth doctor. Keep moving, buddy. Like...
He legit grabbed her hand. He goes,
hold on, I'm a philosophy professor. I have a doctorate in philosophy. Let me look at that hand.
Yeah. That's what he said.
What the hell?
Let me look at it. I'm a dentist. I'm like thinking, hey, buddy.
Are you going to Novocaine
I'm going to be honest with you. I think we're both trained in first aid here.
Yeah,
the same.
Right.
Trust me, I'm a scientist.
Yeah, right. Like,
what do you mean you're a scientist? Yeah, I'm a computer scientist.
One time, I accidentally cut a girl's hand open, and I thought it was her mouth. Like, what? I'm a dentist.
Then she goes, "Oh, I'm a nurse practitioner." Right.
So she didn't want to be mansplained by him either.
Yeah, for sure.
Give me your hand.
Yeah, but he grabbed her hand and he's like, "I'm a dentist. Let me check this out." And I was like,
dentist, are you supposed to touch other people's blood?
I'm in this race. I'm probably like 5 miles in it, and I'm like,
I'm invested.
I'm like, I laughed. I see that. Okay, I guess she called her husband because he's going to be able to help you. Yeah. Any moment, it's going to be easy to get up this fucking mountain. Right. And I told him, I was like, okay, if you can, like the next, because there's like different stations. Yeah. So they give you like electrolytes and stuff.
Right.
And I was like, okay, the next station is just down this way. Just, that's
just
if you need anything. Yeah. And, they're like, oh, I'm going to call a husband. Okay, whatever.
Right. Well, that's fine. Like, at least they acknowledged you.
So I go running off, and then there's 2 volunteers actually before the little area. And as I ran, the area was a little further than I realized.
Oh,
but it's all downhill.
yeah.
At that moment, it's downhill. But I go to those people and I'm like, hey, you guys got any first aid? They're like, no, it's down there. I'm like thinking, what's the point of you being here?
Yeah, right.
What's your point? Like to point to tell me which way to go, which
Someone's
is mark
dying.
on the ground.
You got another mile. And then you got to run back.
No, serious. Yeah. It was probably a good mile, maybe 3/4 of a mile away. But like I said, it's all downhill.
Right. But then it's uphill on the way back. So if you had to actually save someone's life, it would have been quite a trek.
Yeah. So I get down to the bottom of the hill. And at that point, as I was running, I was thinking about the dentist and stuff because it really made me laugh. If someone seen me, they would have wondered what I was thinking. It was because he said, I'm a dentist.
I'm a dentist.
And I was like,
well, my hand's cut.
I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm a computer scientist.
Right. Let me see that hand. I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
I see lots of cuts.
No, serious.
Truly. I think I have more expertise than he does.
No.
Frankly, but...
Yeah, this is what we got to do. Novocaine.
Yeah.
And then I got to put some fluoride on it.
Where are some women I can boss around here? Like,
where's my dental assistant?
Funny. That's funny. I'm a dentist.
Marsha, where are you?
It is a dentist that would say that too, isn't it?
Yeah. And he was younger. He was a little young. He was probably 30s, mid 30s, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Or he looked good for being in his 40s or so.
Well, whoever
not
you
good
were,
as us, but well, 40s. I'm in my 40s. But anyway, I go. So now I'm like, okay, I got a little bit of a boost from that, from like the rest more than anything.
Yeah, sure.
So I started running. I was like, I felt good. Then you go up this service road that is, what service road?
Yeah, the backside road.
On the backside.
Yep.
I'm going up this road and I'm walking up.
That one's real rocky too.
Yeah, it's actually, they fixed it.
Did they?
It's a lot less rocky.
Oh, I'll be darned.
It's it's rocky, but it's not jagged like some of the side is jaggedy rocks, but the front is actually a lot more smooth.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. But we're going up, and then it keeps going up and keeps going up, and at this moment, I'm like, I don't want to fucking run no more. I want to quit. Like I legit was like, I don't want to do this no more. Like this is annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how are they making this mountain steep?
Right.
Like it's more steep than
How are they making it steep?
How are they making this more steep than it seems?
These bastards came out here last night and they steeped this mountain.
I was like, what the fuck? It just felt like it was getting increasingly steeper than it needed to be.
Yeah.
And I was like, how are they doing this? Because it just up and up and up. And I was like, I know this mountain's not that big, dude. Are we at McBee? I'm like looking around like, what the fuck's going on? Anyway,
yeah, because McBee is very you can't even see the top at some points where you're going.
Yeah, well, that's what I started. I remember you saying that. So there's moments like that where I'm
not
like,
implying like you're mountain climbing. It's not that steep. Like you're walking
as you're going up. You see like a crest, and you're like, oh, I'm probably right there. And then there's more crests.
Yeah, like you get there, and there's way more.
Well, that's kind of what happened. And so I had thought about what you told me, and I was like, are we here? Did I get transported somehow? But I was more annoyed at that moment walking up those hills. I was gassed.
Yeah.
And so once we got back to the backside, because you go back around the backside.
Yeah, then it levels off a little bit.
Yeah, and there was a couple spots where it was hilly. So I started running again, and then there was a point where I recognized, like, okay, once I usually get to the top, this is where I start running.
Right.
So I just started running that whole thing, and then I ran all the way through and finished. But from that moment, I ran just nonstop, and then I thought I was gonna die.
No.
Like after Nick saw me and he was like, "Hey, congrats, you finished, whatever."
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Yeah, man, get you some electrolytes and some water." I'm like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait for a second because I am dizzy as fuck right now." I had to lean against a tree and I was like,
"Yeah."
I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, I'm not in cardio shape. Like
Nick's like, "Dude, that's impressive. You ran once in preparation for this thing." I'm like, "Yeah, I guess." I go, I think next time I'm going to run a lot more before.
I know. I did that one time with a 10K, I think it was. But it was just through Pasco. It wasn't anything real elevation-y. But
it's cool because it's like, I don't realize, you don't realize what you can do until you actually like do it, right? Like, you think just because you didn't train for this or you didn't do this, that you're not going to be able to. But then once you actually get in there, you're like, there was points where I wanted to quit, but I was like, nah, don't be Don't be a pussy.
So I probably would have quit. I would have finished, but I probably
because at this point it's like I can quit, but I have to still. I'm at a point where it's like I can go forward and finish, or I can go backwards and
See, this is what I like.
I might as well not do that. I'm just gonna go forward. Let me finish. Yeah, if I have to walk, I'll walk. If not, I mean, I'm. This is for me. Mm-hmm. I'm not racing anybody else.
Right.
You know,
it's not a time thing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, that's when you finish, you want to know what your time was, how long it took you, but like that's kind of what motivated me. It was like, okay. I'm already here. Mm-hmm. Let's just do it.
Right.
As annoyed as I was going up that hill and all that, I was just like, okay.
See,
if I turn around, I'm fucked.
That's why I hate.
Go ahead. Sorry.
That's all right. That's why I hate doing like treadmills and stuff, as opposed to actually going out onto the road and doing some kind of a loop, because it's the same thing. If I can quit, I will, because I get to that annoying part where I'm like,
why am I doing this?
Like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Like, fuck this, and I'm done. Being out on the road, it's like the same thing. Like you're saying, like it's something else. Like your brain just knows.
Yeah.
Even if it's shorter to just turn around and go back, it's like, well, I'm already this far.
Exactly.
You've gone somewhere. You've accomplished.
Because now
something.
I'm gonna have to backtrack.
Right.
And you don't want to do that because it's just like,
and you're literally quitting. Like getting off a treadmill. It's like, well, what am I doing anyway? This is stupid.
I exercise. I'm good.
Yeah.
Treadmill. Exactly. I'm okay. I don't feel guilty quitting the treadmill.
Right. And there's just more to it. I mean, you're seeing the world, even if it's not.
It was beautiful. The wind slowly stopped. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I was a lot warmer, but I kept my gloves on.
Yeah, it wasn't the warmest day yesterday. It was pretty nice.
Yeah, it was all right. But yeah, no, I finished and it felt good. Got me everyone got a little partition medal.
That's pretty
cool. Participation medal. A partition.
They got a partition, so you didn't have to see anybody. So
I don't have to go to prison now. This is my get out of free jail.
You're pardoned. I was pardoned from any crime. It was very special.
Yeah. But no, it was cool. Like they had afterwards, there's they have little stations so you can get cookies and water, and they had a hot dog.
Nice
joint there.
You got a hot dog for free, or did you have to buy it?
No, I didn't get a hot dog I got a hot dog for free. But there was I was going to get this Badger Mountain beanie, which was really cool because it was black and it had the Badger, the
logo.
The logo, but it's cool looking. It's not geeky. Where
is it the same logo on the shirt, or
it's
is it
a little similar, but it's actually it has this cool okay. Goes I don't know.
Into the beanie center.
Whimsical. I don't know if it's whimsical. Sounds Christmassy.
So when you're running, it just looks like wings flying off your head or something.
But it looked badass. It's
it was whimsical.
Yeah, it looks cool though. Tribal art style. Yeah,
okay. All right.
Whimsical is the first word.
It's a great word. I love the word. But no. So it's kind of tribal. I gotcha.
But the thing was, it's everyone's running. You just done 9 miles. Who's fucking carrying wallets? Yeah. That's what I want to know.
Right.
And who's carrying their keys is another thing I wanted.
Right. And how? If they are doing it, how are they doing it?
Because I hate things in my pockets.
Right.
So I had my phone on my arm.
Right.
In the little case thing that I got. And I left my keys in my truck. So if you want to steal that, you just got to look underneath the seat.
There you go. You know what shows Jesse's, now where to look.
Yeah. No, I move it every now and then.
Oh, there you go. But it is in the truck.
If I'm doing those runs, because I don't need a big old thing of keys.
No, right, yeah.
Well, I already have a fat dick that's flopping around. Need keys doing that too.
Put them around it. Huh? Yeah. No, an old school car too. You could, if you had a thin wallet, you could just take the car key off and put it in your wallet, maybe.
Yeah.
But with the fobs now, you can't do that.
Well, I mean, the cool thing with some of those too now, it's like someone, I can tell they probably left their keys in there, but they locked their door, but they rubbed their finger alongside the door and then punched in a code.
Right.
So I was like,
a Tesla type deal or something.
Yeah, I think this is a Subaru.
Oh wow, Subaru's got it too now, huh?
Yeah, they just go they touched it and they're beep 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 beep.
Boy,
I'm oh, beep, that's beep, fancy.
Face scan.
But I wanted to get this beanie, and they're like, "Oh, cash only." I'm like,
what?
I'm like, dude, not that I have my card on me, but still, you don't have the little Apple Pay or any of that. It's so easy to do that nowadays.
Yeah.
She goes, I can probably do Venmo, but I guess I could have done that, but I didn't have Venmo set up on my phone. I had like a Cash App.
See, that Blanca does Venmo. I don't know how it works.
I just Cash App Blanca like stuff.
Yeah, it's a smart way to do
it. It is. It's actually kind of nice. Like I'll do that like for Alicia's sister. We've Cashed Apped her. Yeah. She's cashed app.
See, I feel too ignorant to use those things and feel confident that I'm using them correctly and not just getting scammed or something.
Yeah, if you know who you're doing it with, that's right. Be like, hey, can you Cash App me?
Yeah.
Like, no, you seem like a prostitute.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Dude,
prostituting though with a Cash App nowadays? I bet you there's lots of that.
That's too like formal though. That's because like money going directly into your account.
I don't know.
Be bad.
Well, no, it goes into your Cash App.
Yeah.
And then from your app, you can transfer it.
Yeah, IRS tracks that though. IRS tracks that shit. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's a cash industry because you can't prove it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She's. Hey, shush. I gotta talk to my brother later. He was trying to call.
Oh, is that your brother?
Yeah, I gotta silence my phone. Sorry about that, folks.
No, you're good.
But I mean, like, can you imagine like this gal keeps getting like, you know, $10, 20 minutes later, $50, 20 minutes later, $30. And it's all these like late night payments. This is odd.
Well, no, you're prostituting like that. It's all day.
Yeah.
Well, when I was living in
when I was prostituting, there was
I was doing it during the day. No. When I lived in Seattle, I was living in and out of hotel, like motels and shit, and off of Aurora, and yeah, you would see prostitutes walking up and down the street,
right,
all day. They'd go up, catch the bus, come back down, start the loop back up, and they were like nasty prostitutes, man. They weren't even cool ones. I think I've talked about that.
They weren't even cool.
No, they weren't the cool like you see on like HBO After Dark.
Oh, sure.
And then they follow like the prostitutes around, and they're all like half naked and you know, like high heels.
They're just ladies in
sweatpants. Sweatpants and baggy ass sweaters. It's like, this ain't I'm not attracted to that. That's gross.
I'm not gonna hire one of these prostitutes.
Right. Well, you dress like I am. I'm okay.
You're one of my bros. What are you talking about?
What's up, bro?
No, I can't. Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was yesterday, and I was pretty tired from yesterday.
Yeah. Man,
I ended up like changing, like going to, what was it, AutoZone, getting some stuff for the cars.
Good time.
I had to change out Alicia's wipers. They were all fucking ripped and flopping. So you're using them. It's like the little string.
Right.
Like,
it doesn't really do its job.
Not at all. It wasn't. I took her car when I went to Oregon, and I was gonna change it there, but I never had the chance to go to like the AutoZone or anything. But yeah. Man. That was my week in a nutshell.
Busy week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been busy.
Yeah, we went to a movie.
We went to a movie on Monday. We went to a theater that's not as popular anymore. And we were like, let's
What movie were you guys going to see?
We went and saw, I don't remember the name of it, but it's like Mighty Ducks with basketball. It's Woody Harrelson. Yeah, Woody Harrelson is like this
it's NBA. Called Awesome, or
I don't remember. I honestly don't even know the title of the movie. It was a decent movie. He gets convicted of a DUI and has to do community service, so he has to coach a team of disabled athletes.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know what happens in the movie, because about the time that you get to know the athletes, these kids came in like teenagers. We were a good like 20 minutes, 30 minutes into the movie. And they popped in the back laughing, sat down. Blanc all of a sudden looks at me and goes, "I'll be right back." I'm like, "Oh, crap, what's going on?"
Oh, shit.
So she gets up. She goes, "It smells like weed in here. I'm going to go tell." And I'm like, "It does not." And about the time she left, I got it. They were like straight up smoking old school, like in the theater. It reeked.
Were you with the kids?
No, it was just the two of us.
Champions, by the way.
But it was us and this guy in front of us. Like, we were the only three people. We were in the back section. And he was in the first, like the top row of that bottom section.
Yeah.
It was like we were the three people in that theater till those kids came in.
Like,
and they just came in to smoke. They didn't even come in for the movie. They just came in to smoke.
Guys, go outside and run them back.
We were so pissed. Like, we left. They gave us tickets for next time.
Oh, okay.
Like, obviously, this theater's not doing well to begin with.
Yeah. We just went by that theater, the AMC.
They don't need to be giving away tickets to another movie. Like, they lost money on that showing to begin with.
Yeah.
And so we saw the kids walking. They got to the roundabout near there. And I rolled the window down and yelled, "Thanks for ruining the movie." And I think they were stoned at that point. They forgot that they were in a movie theater because they looked really confused. But they probably
were like,
it's like, God, you guys, like, use an edible. Like, there's so many options for you now.
Well, no, not even that. Just go fucking out back off the side. That theater's big. You could go off to the back of that theater probably and smoke, or off to the side of the theater and smoke real quick.
Right. Go outside. I mean? Like, they made it a point.
Were they walking? They didn't have a car or something?
They were walking.
Oh, okay. But I mean, you can walk and smoke still.
Their point was to sit in a movie theater and smoke a joint.
Just to say they did it.
Yeah. I mean, that had to have been their point.
God, giving us pot smokers a bad name.
I think they snuck in. First, I don't think they paid for anything. So I
haven't snuck into a movie in so long.
I never have.
Never?
I pay for my movies. But they were so dumb. We were like, God dang it. Now, I'm not going to go see that movie again because I want to sit through the first 30 minutes of the same thing.
It's called Champions.
So now there you go. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah,
so then
we got to go
to another movie at some point. But we spent like $1 million on concessions, you know.
Oh, when you were already there.
Yeah, we bought like little pizzas and we bought
they sell pizza there too?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite as solid an operation as they have at Fairchild, but you know,
Fairchild's taking over the industry.
Fairchild, it's hard to compete. I mean,
oh yeah, dude.
So you go into this theater and it definitely feels mid-90s. I mean, everything about it just feels.
I like
mid-90s.
That vibe.
Sure,
you know what I mean. It feels very old.
But there's like definitely kind of like that 1950s basement smell in the hallway now. Like there's some water damage somewhere. That's it's funny, but
I'm not gonna lie either. Kind of a nice smell. Like, I love the smell.
Nostalgic, right?
Yeah. Like that smell memories. And like a smell of like an old ass car. Like the inside, like it's been sitting for a while. I don't know, something about that. I don't know if people know what I'm talking about. There's a smell like a musky.
I think I know what you're saying. I don't know if I like it or not.
It's not like a nasty smell, but it just has this. It does something for me. You know, I go back. It gets me going. I go home and I rub one. No, I'm just kidding. But like,
I can't help but just hump the seat.
Yeah. But no, the smell. I just really like that nostalgic.
I gotcha.
But I told Alicia we drove by that because we went to Costco yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's the theater that Tom Blanco went to. She's like, oh, that's the one? I thought it was a different one. I was like, no. I go, that's the.
There aren't many left anymore.
She goes, oh, I thought for some reason I thought it was the one in Richmond. I was like, no, that one's like a church now in the Uptown.
Oh yeah, right.
Which was closed when I moved to the Tri-Cities.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to a movie in that place. If I did go to a movie there, I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I moved to the Tri-Cities in like
Father of the Bride or something maybe. Like, I mean, truly, it would have been something that we went to because my cousin loved it.
Father of the Bride. That was like Steve
Martin. Good movie.
It is
Martin
a good
Short
movie.
was in it. Yeah.
Those guys were like, that was at the top of their game then.
I mean, they're kind of back a little bit now, but that was like their heyday. They were the adult actors. They weren't the mature actors.
They were like the comedic actors in those
times. They were
times.
the act of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were great though. Those are good movies, both of them. If you haven't watched Father of the Bride 2, watch them both.
Oh yeah, those are great. No, but that theater, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Even though it's, you know.
I mean, it's worth it. I feel bad for them. And like, they didn't do anything wrong. Just COVID hit. They're not as big a theater now. It's like Fairchild's brand new. So Fairchild, it's easy. But they got
that. Yeah. And Fairchild got the cool thing I love about Fairchild. And I don't know if AMC can do this or does this now, but being able to just get your tickets prior.
Right.
And picking your seats out. I love that.
To at AMC. It just kind of seems like you bought the tickets and chose your seat.
We actually had
it was a Monday night. I mean, in fairness to AMC, it was a Monday night, so it not the most watched time.
Yeah, Monday. So that's a weird movie time. It's a pretty
dead time. We just both were in the mood for a movie, and we're like, let's just go see something. But so anyway, I don't know. Hopefully they're doing fine, but they definitely didn't need that. So those kids, the kids out there, just think about what you're doing. Like,
if you're gonna go smoke a J, go do it outside real quick.
cares if you're having your little fun. Just don't ruin everybody else's time. Not everybody wants to smell weed.
Well,
in
yeah,
the middle of a theater.
it's different if it's just kind of on you. You know what I mean?
Right. If it's
As
not
opposed to,
lingering
like,
everybody, the smoke
blowing out
itself.
there.
Right. If I'm not near you, I'm not going to be able to smell it. You blow it into that place, it's going to be there for
a minute,
a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was ripe. I mean, it was like heavy in the room. Yeah, I think we got a little bit.
And if you're gonna do that, share. At least be polite.
Yeah, you know, they didn't even ask us. They didn't even ask.
At least be polite and ask,
No, but,
and then we'll
Blanca,
leave.
she's got a very sensitive nose,
Bro.
Very sensitive. Like I don't. I probably
don't.
could have handled it because I'm like, I can. Eventually, I'm not going to smell it.
See, I'd rather smell that than cigarettes.
Yeah,
cigarette smell.
I don't know. They're both pretty intense.
Well, no, cigarette smell just has a certain like. There's just a different smell to it that's just like
stale cigarettes.
Yes,
Fresh cigarettes remind me of my grandpa.
I hate the smell of cigarette smoke.
But I don't mind the smoke, although it's horrible for you, so I do mind it. But
weed has a smell to it that I don't mind so
see, that's
much.
the difference, right?
Yeah.
Like
I don't mind the smell as much.
I think for people that don't smoke it, like that don't do it a lot, you don't have the same connection.
Yeah, but even then, like even when I used to not smoke and I would smell it, I knew what it was without knowing what it was. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how, but I just always didn't mind that smell. Like it never like annoyed me as much as like cigarettes. I don't know. Cigarettes just have like I don't know. My buddy, when I was at Job Corps, we'd go to his house and it was just like him, his dad, his sister, and his brother. They all smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, in the house.
Yeah, I didn't even smoke cigarettes, and they would. It'd be on your clothes and everything.
Yeah, you get the mix of the fresh with the stale. There's nothing as bad as stale tobacco smoke.
Yeah.
That's just a nasty smell. And I like cigars and stuff. I don't smoke them very often, but I do like them. But they're fine fresh. You get to the
I like the smell of like some cigars that have like a flavored cigar.
Grape or something.
Yeah, dude, I like that smell.
The Swisher Sweets.
Oh, those smell good.
See, I'm more into the.
Well, no, even some of those bigger, fatter cigars have like a cool smell to it. Like it's different. It's not tobacco like a cigarette.
The problem with cigarettes is they put all the tar and shit in them. Cigars are just really the tobacco. They use tobacco leaves to wrap them. They use tobacco inside. I'm not saying that they're great for you, but you don't inhale them into your lungs. You just more puff them. And
I made the mistake of inhaling a cigar once.
No, there's no filter or anything, so you're just sucking pure tobacco right on in there. They're designed to puff. You just puff them. It's something to do while you chat and hang out.
No, I had a cigar with you once. But I'm not a big cigar smoker, but I get it.
I mean,
it's cool.
It's not kind of something I do a lot, but it's fun.
You're like,
but
I'm gonna have a cigar after this podcast.
The smell of it after, like I am careful about how I do it because like you cannot do it inside because it'll linger forever.
Yeah.
And again, it's just tobacco smells fine initially and it does not age well.
Yeah, no, you're right.
You know, after a while, it something happens to the scent. So I don't know.
If I smoke when I smoke, I'll smoke. Like obviously, it's outside, but I always make sure the wind, which way, if the wind's there's a breeze
away from you, right?
Yep. I always have. There's a certain spot I can at my house that I can go, and I just let the smoke go that way, and so then I don't smell.
Right.
At least in my mind, I'm thinking I probably don't smell as much because it's not like the smoke's coming on me; it's going away.
Well, see, that's the thing with the cigar.
But then
too.
I go wash my face,
like
and,
marijuana. That's like a pipe or some sort of apparatus that you use,
or joint.
Right, a joint would be different because you're actually holding it, and that's kind of my point with like a
that's
cigar.
What I'm talking about.
You end up getting the tobacco smell in your hands.
Yeah. No, because I'll smoke like a joint usually. And
so the oils.
So I usually will just hold it, smoke a couple puffs and then put it away or whatever. And
gotcha.
then,
how does that work though? Because I know a cigar, like once you've started smoking it, you can't really just cut it, put it away. You kind of got to use it. In my experience,
I don't know. It doesn't.
It gets pretty gross.
It's not too bad because it'll burn, but
also you get kind of high. Whereas a cigar, you don't really get high.
Well, I know there's people who will smoke the whole thing, but I can't do that. I'll just do it to like at night, usually, and I'll just do that. If I'm gonna do something during the day, if I have edibles or something, I'll do that. But for the most part, I'll just at night. And no, it doesn't. doesn't really stale.
Yeah.
It might, but I can't tell.
Yeah, the tobacco definitely does. And
like I said, my nose isn't what like Blanca's nose. I remember when she was pregnant with Elena, like, you know how women get these like enhanced super abilities?
Yeah, hers never went away.
Hers was like the nose got like stronger.
Yes.
And you're like, Jesus.
Which it's already
like
very strong. And
that
she's
guy
very
5 rows down. He's wearing cologne that I hate.
She is like a superhero, like, or a detective or something. Like, she could be the dog that, like,
I think Elena might have inherited the smell thing, because Elena she has a pretty good nose. She's sometimes quieter. Yeah, sure.
Blanca will tell you, like, yeah, like you said, like 5 guys down. I can't stand the way he smells. He's disgusting. We have to leave.
Yeah, 5 guys down.
And I have to say
3 from the left.
We had a waitress the other night. Very nice, like, kid, right? Like late teens, maybe early 20s, young lady.
Mm-hmm.
And she had a, whatever you call it for a girl, body spray, cologne, whatever you want to call it. A scent.
Oh, yeah,
perfume.
like
I guess
mist.
Perfume. And it was strong, but it wasn't bad. It was just perfume. Well, Blanca didn't like it. And she was really fighting the need to tell this girl that she overdid it. I'm like, honey, this is what I'm working with her on. And she's got to work on a lot of things with me. But I'm like, not everybody needs to know your opinion about them. Like, that's her right to smell the way she wants to smell. You don't like it. You don't like it.
Sometimes your finger gets a little heavy on that cologne, perfume sprayer.
But I don't think the girl overdid it. I just think it was, a scent that she didn't prefer. So I was like,
yeah, I get that.
Leave her alone. It's not really our place to tell her our thought of how she smells. Like,
unless she's like, no, I guess.
Unless she's like blowing it on somebody.
Yeah. Or like, I don't know.
But anyway, it was funny. So we.
Did she say something?
No. No. She listened, but she has a very hard time not saying things sometimes. Which takes me to another little topic. So we had a dog adoption event yesterday, and Blanca took that little tiny dog that we had, the little beagle-looking one.
Yeah. Scout.
And
she was going to
be very picky with this dog. Well, lo and behold, it got adopted, and she didn't get to choose who it got adopted to. And she was having a full-on breakdown over it. Like, it was, one of those husband moments that are very uncomfortable because you're in this event with all these people, and she's off crying away from everybody. And I was like,
would she go like to the car or something?
No, she was by the fish. We were in PetSmart.
Okay.
And there's like the main aisleway when you walk in. Yeah. It's big and open. Well, that's where all of our dogs were. And then the fish is like over in the corner of the store. So she's over in the corner. I'm trying to hold it together, to her credit. But she was like pissed at first. She's like, this is going to be a bad home. They didn't even care. I'm just going to bail on the other dog and we're going to leave. And I'm like, okay. Like, she's like, can you talk to the gal that runs the thing? I'm like, I'll talk to her. Let me go see.
Yeah.
So I go over. It's very awkward because like, it's a done deal. Like this is this lady's like career life. Like she knows her thing. So I'm over there like, I know you already heard this. She was nice about it, but she's like, it's a good home. Like our goal is to get him adopted, like blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. It wasn't like,
well, I go back over. So Blanca Blanca grew up a certain way. She's seen a lot of things in her life. So her perspective at first was that she knows this home. Like she knows where this dog's going. It's not going to be a good thing. Okay. So I go back to Brenda. This is her specific concern. It's not coming from me, by the way. This isn't what I'm saying. This is coming from her based on her life experience. So Brenda was a little concerned and asked the gal that was actually processing, like, this is a good home? Like, she goes, yeah. She went through like the whole list of stuff. She's like, the kid wants to ask you guys questions, like what food to get. Blah, blah. He was just young. He was really young. So I'm like back and forth. They're like, do you think she'd be okay talking to them? I'm like, okay, let me go ask. I go over. I'm like, okay. They said the kid's really nice. They said that he's like super curious about what, they want to feed him right. He wants to do all this stuff right. Like, can you talk to him? She's like, I think I can do that. And she's like trying to hold it together. So I go back. I'm like, yeah, she thinks she can do that. She's like, okay. So we go back. And it's like just back and forth and back and forth. Finally, we get her over. She talks to the kid, and it ended up working out okay. But she's been sad ever since.
Well,
but I thought she was going to. She was like, "I'm not fostering for Pronto anymore," and I'm like, "Hold on," because like back to the original point of the story, just sort of that like the impulse control. She has a much better impulse control, but there's definitely for her, it's hard for her not to react. Not to let everybody know how she feels about things.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's try not to say anything now. Let's like give time to process and and feel better, before making any rash decisions.
Maybe he's going to a good home though.
Well, I think he is actually. I told her last night. I'm like, the kid was like super thoughtful. The kid asked Blanca to choose dog toys that she thought he would like. Like the kid was, for an 18-year-old, I think the kid was.
Yeah.
He was very mindful of how
was he living with mom and dad? Or
he was. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. He lived with mom and dad. He's been wanting a dog forever. They finally gave him the okay since he's working and he's 18. Yeah. If he wants a dog and he's going to take care of it, he can get a dog.
Yeah.
So he saved up enough money, not just to get the dog, but also to buy food, to buy toys, to buy a bed. He was dropping, probably $500 that day.
Oh, dude.
So I'm like,
you're not going to get a dog. I know there's people who do that.
I think in her head, it was going to be like an older couple that had it's like the perfect. I'm like, I didn't say it at the time, but it's like, you can't look for that. Like the dog will never get a home.
Well, no, I think that's the problem with the other adoption agencies. They screen too hard.
No, I think
I can say really because I was there, because I feel like there's certain times, and I get that you get attached to dogs and stuff, and you kind of like know what's after a while you'll know what's best for the dog, obviously. But some of the processing and like the like weeding through all like the whole thing, it just seems like one's a little more extreme than the other.
Oh, for sure. No, we work with two organizations, and they're kind of like
they seem like the polar opposites.
They're pretty far apart. And we like working with both, just because like on the one hand, we'll get dogs, and it is nice that there is such a process that dogs aren't just getting thrown into bad situations that create the same problem over and over again. But it's also nice to work with the other one, because like we won't take puppies from that organization, because it's like, we'll take we'll be very selective with the dogs, because we know we're going to have them a lot longer.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. But like you almost, because you have dogs that we've had for a long time, and I'm okay with that. Right?
But I was at the beginning, I was very like, this dog needs a home, but I've learned I'm not going to do that. I have to choose the dog that's going to work in our home, because they're probably not going to go right away. Sometimes they do. Like we have one right now that she's probably going to go this week. Yeah. And we've only had her a few weeks. So it does work out. But we also have a dog we've had over a year, or about a year. So it's like, it's a bigger commitment. I'm okay with it. It's just, we have to know as like fosters what we're going to take and what we're not going to take.
Yeah, for sure.
On the other hand, I'm not as selective, because it's like, we're going to get it a home. And they're good homes. Like we haven't had a bad home.
Oh, yeah.
Just, Blanca's an emotional person.
Yeah, no, so for sure. That's that
negative on the other end.
You get that attachment, like
on the other end. What was hard was trying to, in the middle of this event, navigate her being upset, but also kind of understanding the organization's point.
Yeah,
and how we've agreed with that philosophy. And it's like,
they're not going to just.
It's not just going to anybody, but.
They're also not having to give their DNA samples
But I don't think she wanted to bring that dog to begin with. I think she wanted why it. She did, I don't know. But I think she needed a little more time to mentally adjust for that. But I'm like, their job is to get these dogs a home.
Well, that was a cute little dog.
It was a very cute dog. But they're all cute.
He was
really cute,
but at the same time, little guy.
Coco was the same way, and we kept her, and now she's still very cute, very sweet. We're happy we kept her, but she's a dog. She's not as cute as she was when she was a tiny puppy. You know what I mean?
For sure.
You can't keep every dog that's super cute that you connect with. Like we would have 50 dogs by now.
Yeah,
but we have like 5. Which is still too many.
No.
We have 5
non-foster dogs.
Non-foster, right?
How many total?
Our personal dogs, we have 5. We have close to 10 right now.
Okay.
But so quite a few are going to get adopted or have been adopted. So
Yeah.
And we're gonna
More
slow
power to you
down a
guys.
little bit so we can go on a little trip and stuff, but do the camp out, that kind
Yeah,
of thing.
yeah. That's gonna be tough.
But no, it's fun. I like fostering the dogs. Just I never had it where she kind of lost it at an event before. I was like,
Uh-oh.
so, but it all worked out. I think, even though she's sad, she has come to terms with the fact that he was actually a good kid.
Yeah.
And he really did want the dog, and it seems like they have a good home.
He wasn't the kid in the theaters.
It wasn't the kid in the theater, no. This is a kid that wanted a dog. He seemed very responsible. I told her, I'm like, look, you love that dog, and you weren't really ready to say goodbye, so you're not going to be able to say it. Plus, it's kind of that time of the month, to begin with. So
emotions.
Just a
superpower
lot
emotions
happening
heightened
for her at that time. But I'm like, I know you can't fully see it yet, but I'm like, you got to think about the fact this is an 18-year-old who drove from Ellensburg. This kid drove like 2 hours to get this dog.
Oh, geez,
and he was mindful enough of how this lady felt.
To ask her, like, hey, what kind of toys?
Hey, can you, why don't you choose the toys? Because, him really well.
I actually think he's making a move.
And I think, that son of a bitch. No.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, it just, he was a very thoughtful young person. I don't think most young people would have been that thoughtful.
No.
And he really was. I mean, he wanted her okay.
Yeah.
And he wanted the puppy really bad. And he wanted her to be okay letting it go. He gave her his phone number so that she can ask how he's doing and stuff like that, or to flirt. I don't know. No.
Fast forward a year.
Yeah.
So she left me for an 18-year-old.
Yeah, she does that. Hey, whatever. At that point, I was like, okay, all right, that's what you want to do.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, just joking.
What do you do?
I don't know what happened. I don't want some Will Smith situation. That whole thing. Man.
You don't want entanglement?
Let me tell you something about entanglement. That whole scenario. I don't want to go into that again, but let's just say I wouldn't handle it the same way that Will Smith handled it. I wouldn't be staying, and I wouldn't be defending her. In that scenario.
I know. Obviously, what's I guess that's the thing. What's a scenario where, say, there was a moment where someone was unfaithful.
Yeah.
Is your relationship okay? We can get past this. We just gonna counsel, or is it we're done?
It can.
Is it a one and done, or are you gonna fight for it? You know what I mean?
It can be, but let's throw this scenario out there. My wife cheats on me with my kid's friend, and then makes me go
just cheat
onto
in general.
A public forum.
Oh no,
that's
different.
And then somehow still pretend that they're the victim. I would have a really hard time sticking with that and being cool with that.
I'm saying just in general, cheating in general. Say it wasn't even a public thing where they're hey,
just normal people, nobody cares.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying.
You can. I think it depends on the people and
I don't think
the circumstances.
It'd be hard, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the trust. I mean, if you listen to therapy stuff, they say you can get through it, but the trust is broken. I mean, you have to really get to the point.
How do you get that back?
On both ends, you've got it. The person that cheated has to kind of change, and the person that was cheated on has to change. And that can't be something that keeps coming up over and over again. If you're actually going to be together,
if you're actually going to make it work,
you actually have to move on from it and be better than you were before. But I mean, I don't know. That's a pretty big one.
It'll take a while to get over that.
Yeah. I mean, how do you just deal with that? I have a feeling anytime something started to go wrong, your brain would go right back to that huge thing.
That, or they're coming home from work late or whatever.
Right. You would wonder. They've done it once. Why wouldn't they do it again?
Exactly. I think that's crazy.
Right. Well, they argue that it's not just the person that was cheated, that did the cheating, because usually they're lashing out against how they're being treated, but to some degree, but still,
yeah.
But
I can see.
But still, though, it's not the same as just cheating on somebody. I don't know. One of them needs to change, but the other one, that's a heavy pill to swallow.
Cheating's I've been there, so it is a two-way street in a sense sometimes.
Sure.
Sometimes.
But one person actually does the cheating.
Yeah, one person does the cheating.
I get it. Someone may be looking for a way out, or somebody is reacting to not getting enough attention, those types of things.
Yeah, that's usually what it is, I think.
I mean, at the same time, that's a very destructive way to handle it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, it is.
So I don't know.
I can say because I've done it, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I don't know. It would be very hard for me. I don't know if I could.
No, I don't think.
Deal with
I don't know.
With it. I think. I mean, I would want to because I wouldn't want to separate or get a divorce. But I don't know if I personally could handle it. I think it would just.
It would take hell of time.
Well, I think I'm the type of person like I'm in it with you until I'm not. Like I put up with a lot, a lot, and then there's like a line where it's like if that line is ever crossed, then it's like done and no going back. So.
Oh yeah, no, that's how I am. Like I deal with a lot like already. Like not like nothing where like my marriage is falling apart.
No, right.
But like just in general, I can deal with a lot, handle a lot. But once anything is broken or it's really hard for me to like
try to put it back
let's work this out. It's more like, nah, I'm done.
Yeah. Right.
You know, like I don't want to waste my energy on that.
Right. Well, and it's a valid question. I mean, I think we look at it in society as it's always like the goal is always to get back together, but it's like in all honesty, is it? Is it always the best thing to be together? Some people shouldn't be together. Some people, frankly, are not meant to be together.
No, that's true.
Are not healthy together. Doesn't mean that they're bad people.
Even if you're not cheating, I think there's those situations where it's like people are like constantly fighting.
They kind of pull the worst out of each other.
Yeah, they're just always just bickering and at it.
Right. To me, it's not even necessarily the people that just bicker, but it's the people that actually alter the behavior of their partner in a negative way. Like, I'm not going to say who, but Blanc and I were deeply involved for a while with some people that are close to us that were in a really bad spot to the point police were getting involved. Not that anything was actually happening, just things are being said and done that were so borderline and out of character that it's like, you guys are very unhealthy together.
No, it's very toxic.
Like, this is beyond just like we're arguing. This is to the point of like major damage is happening to you as a result of being together. And maybe it's not the best thing right now.
I honestly think if I ever like, you know, if for whatever reason, me and Alicia ever split or, you know, divorce, God forbid, you know, I don't think I would go back to being in a relationship. I think I would just be like, I think I'm at that point in my life where if I was to be alone, I think I'd be okay.
Yeah. I think for the most
wouldn't have
part,
to deal with any of that.
Trying to go find
No, I would be a whore. I'm not going to lie. I would hoe around.
Yeah.
But I definitely wouldn't want to be involved with anybody anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could see being in a relationship again, but I don't see being super focused on getting married again.
Oh, no, I wouldn't get married. I wouldn't even. Yeah. I say that, and, you know, obviously, I met the first person.
This is the person I was meant to be with.
Yeah, third time's a charm.
Yeah, I know. I'm learning. It's getting better. This isn't the repetitive pattern.
I think I would be like, you know what? I'm just going to deal with, you know, as long as I get to see my kids.
Right.
I think I'll be okay.
Yeah. Good news, we're both in pretty healthy relationships.
Go home alone, I think I'd be okay. I'm in a good relationship. Me and the missus, you know, I know the kids always joke like, man, you guys always fight, but we never fight.
Well, see, that's like Blanc and I. We always like joke fight. We're always like pretending to fight.
Like we'll bicker at each other, but we're not ever like, it's never serious where it's like, no, fuck you, I'm out.
Like, I hate your guts. Why am I with you?
I'm going for a drive. I'll be back in an hour. You know what I mean? Right. It's never like that. Yeah. I mean,
are there moments?
There's moments where there's been situations where obviously most couples, if not all couples, you're going to have a fight here and there. Oh, yeah. You're going to have your arguments. Things are going to not work in your favor or their favor, but it's never something that, like, for me, that's just always ongoing.
Right.
It's like, I need to like mental break real quick.
Yeah. Right.
Kind of collect my thoughts. 'Cause right now I don't know what the hell's going on.
Right.
And then it's like, okay,
yeah, I think
we need to talk about
the issue in relationships is when things become systemic and they build on each other.
Well, the thing, like, for me, the thing I learned is like, you got to communicate, really.
Right.
That's what it boils down to. I don't know how many times we've said it, but it's like, if you feel a type of way, you need to like sometime express that. Like, it's hard. It's fucking like, I'm a very quiet guy. I keep a lot inside. Right. Like, even now I do that. And so, like, for me to learn, it's like, okay, I need to I'm feeling this type of way, and then if shit's said because I am feeling that way, like it is what it is. But at the same time, you know, like, hey, this is how I feel. Like,
right.
Either live with it or don't. But you gonna deal with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know. We definitely have our issues, but
yeah, it's normal.
At the end of the day, yeah. I mean, that's the thing is like, as you get older, I think when you're young, you have the expectation that it's supposed to be somehow perfect, whatever perfect is. And you get older and you realize it's never perfect. Like, no matter who, and that's the thing about cheating that's funny to me is like, this person's new and shiny in a way, right? And like, you don't have the history to have an issue.
Yeah.
But it's going to end up the same way.
Yeah, probably.
You get in 7-10 years down the road, you've been around this person for that long, you're going to have issues with them. Yeah. It's not going to be new and exciting. It's going to be
what
your normal part of life.
Yep.
So it's going to end up in the same exact place, no matter who you're with.
Well, that's where you, like I said, you got to learn to like adapt.
And you almost have to look at the time together. Like, what does this person not have? It's the fact that you don't have a decade of time with them. You don't have the memories with them. You don't have times that mattered. You don't have kids with them. You don't have all of this stuff.
You're just fucking.
You know, kind of, yeah.
Well, no, seriously.
You're going off of that one part.
Yeah, you're going off of that
relationship. And that's where the endorphins are coming from.
Well, I think because I think in some situations, like, that is not something maybe you're not getting, or you know what I mean, you're looking for
well, but just think about the infatuation phase that you have at the beginning of a relationship. Everything's so intense because you're going off of ideal and chemistry, that's all. Well,
because you got this person's really like looking at you, making you feel some type of way that you haven't maybe felt before in a long time, or like you're saying,
you're in a 10-20 year relationship, you're not going to go back to those like first day feelings. It's just, you live together, you've done things together, but there is a maturity in that relationship that you have to look for. You have to like come to intellectual terms with. It's not going to be infatuation.
Well, like
it's a different kind of love.
Like I said, you got to you communicate. Like for me, like with my wife, I tell her I'm like my love language is physical. It's like a touch thing. And I like, for me, I need that because that's just, I don't know what it is. I just need to touch or be touched, in that sense. And I don't always mean sexually, obviously.
No, I know what you mean.
But like, that's for me, like when we've discussed this, like, but that's what I need. And I've in the past not ever expressed that. And as I got older, it's something I learned that, okay, this is what I need this, because if I don't, I'm going to look for it.
Right.
Because it feels like something's missing or whatever. You know what I mean? And instead of being mature when you're young, you're an idiot and do stupid things. And so, as you get older, obviously you're like, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't. It's probably not the best route.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, you grow up, you change. And that's the thing about life. Your experiences guide you. And I mean, Blanca and I definitely, there's moments, Blanca is a different person than I am, definitely.
Well,
we
that's
have different
what makes
languages.
And Alicia's the same way. She's not a touchy person. She doesn't like touch. She doesn't hate touch. Don't get me. I'm not saying she's like,
but it's not her need. It's not her love language.
She can deal with. She can do it. She'd be like, I'm fine without it. You know what I mean? But she's different in that sense.
See, Blanca is much more of a romantic than I am, and that's what causes the most trouble between us. Is that I think like you're a much more romantic guy than I am. Like you're always doing. I'm like thinking of little things, and I really
life, man.
I'm not good at that. So growing up, my parents are very into like taking care of the house, where like they had those things together. Like they were very much into like the life you have together, but it was always taking care of the life that you had together. They weren't really sitting together on the couch much. They were like, dad's out washing the cars, mowing the lawn, washing windows. Mom's
this guy's got 20 brothers and sisters.
Yeah, I have one. I mean, like, maybe that's why I only had one brother, but no, it's like, I don't know. Just like,
you didn't grow up around seeing that.
I grew up very task oriented. Like we have a home and cars, and we take care of them together. Like we take care of this life we have together. And it's funny because like typically things feel good, but Blanca every once in a while will get upset and bring it up. And it's like we're in a good place, but I always have to remember like she needs that. But we do spend a lot of time together, watching movies and things like that.
So you lose track of knowing that.
It just like in my mind, we're doing a lot together. In my mind, we have spent time together. We have done these things because there's a lot of times I'm in the back of my head needing to go get something done or feeling like I'm always pulled that way. Like I should be taking care of this thing or doing this thing. So my perspective is always like, well, we've done this together. But there's her perspective, which is she needs to feel important, special.
Yeah.
So
like a lady should.
It's fun.
But no, I get it.
But
because that's how, me and Alicia, same.
Yeah,
I get to those moments where I feel like I gotta go do stuff.
Right.
I'm not a sit down all day type guy.
Right. And she's pretty good about it. Honestly, like she's used her words to tell me, just give me some attention, and then you can go do what you need to do. And I think I'm getting better at.
Yeah. No, you guys seem to be good. I mean, like I said, not like you said, you guys aren't like. Have this terrible. You guys have a good relationship. It's not like you guys have
as
this
we
terrible.
Get older and older, I mean, you just learn each other better, and you do sort of. Hopefully she'd agree. You kind of adapt towards each other.
We'll have them on next week. No, I'm just kidding. We won't.
I'm always nervous to have her on because she takes the opportunity.
Did you have a question?
I do have a question.
All right.
I'm noticing, speaking of the wife and speaking of these things, this is more of a funny thing because it doesn't really bother me, but it's funny. There's a situation I'll lead in with. So our bathroom is set up in a very special way. Most houses that have attached bathrooms to the master probably has something similar. We have her sink, his sink, and in between we have kind of like a makeup counter.
Okay,
So clearly she gets the her sink and she gets the makeup counter, right? And these are very defined spaces.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like it's not one long counter. It's 3 distinct counters merged.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it makes.
So she has her sink and she has her center console with all her makeup stuff, and they're completely covered.
Yeah.
Their stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And over the last while, I've noticed more and more things on my counter.
Like, hey.
And I don't say anything. I just move them.
Yeah.
And stack them onto the middle counter constantly, consistently. And I'm as a teacher, I teach young kids, and I always think like, the biggest issue in a classroom is they're on my desk. They're touching. It makes me laugh. I'm like, this isn't going to change. Like, this is never going to change. They're always going to be on your desk.
30 years.
I'm laughing because I'm like, this is my counter.
Yeah.
I have one little tiny counter. You've got 2 counters, and she will stand at my sink now and use my sink for everything.
Like, wait.
And my question is like, I don't feel like a husband would do the same thing.
No.
So what is it where wives is like, what is the cause of that particular behavior? Is it claiming you as territory? Is it just I'm out of space and I'm just using it because it's there?
I feel like it's the second.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
spill over.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a claiming like this is mine, like you're mine, like territory, or this is my territory. I think it's more of like my shit's messy now. I'm moving over where it's a little
clean
cleaner.
Your shit up.
Well, no, that's what I mean. It's a convenience thing.
Yeah, but then I have to keep moving your shit over to your space.
Yeah, no, because so me and Alicia, we don't have the double sink, but we have a pretty sizable counter, and we used to have one where it was a vanity, so it'd go and then it kind of drop.
Yeah.
And so we took that out, and now we have like a dresser there that we put like socks, underwear, and stuff in.
Yeah.
And then on top. So she has all her stuff up there, and then she has all her stuff right there, and then I have a corner that has my like cologne, my deodorant,
exactly.
But then I also have her stuff.
See, and that's the
making
thing,
waves here, and so I do the same thing. Where I'll start cleaning over.
I'm like, I get it. The girls have a lot more to deal with.
She doesn't wear makeup. She doesn't do that, but she has like just random stuff there. And
well,
so I'm
Walker
like,
does at times, but it's like, right.
I'm like, let's move this over.
I want my little area tidy. Like I've got like 3 things out there. Like now it's like 5 things. It's like, but that's like my area to have my 5 things.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I get it.
The point I can't even put my hand down to like, reach for something.
Well, it's funny because it's like, so in the mornings, I'm getting ready for work, or I'm taking the girls to school or something. And sometimes it'll be like, just like her stuff's all over. And so like I go to move one thing, and since there's so much stuff, 70 things go, and it's just super loud all of a sudden when I'm trying to be quiet.
Right.
And it's like, dude.
Well, that's the problem. It's always
clean your space.
There's like 10% left in this aerosol can. So it's like light on top in some weird way where it falls and clinks all over the place.
Yeah, for sure. That's happened to me 1,000 times.
Well, I always worry too, because like makeup shit, because she doesn't wear makeup a lot, but if she has to go out or do something, she'll wear makeup. But then like the container's like loosely closed. And I'm always worried I'm going to knock something over.
I probably would if Alicia had like, does she wear like powdery stuff or anything?
Sometimes powders are like, I don't even know what you call it, like the liquidy stuff that looks like skin. Like,
yeah. The cover up.
I don't know.
Cover up,
whatever it is.
Yeah,
I don't even know what she does with it. I'm just like, and like the boxes didn't get thrown away. The stuff came in, so the boxes are all over the place. I'm like
that. Alicia, what she does is tags.
Oh,
from clothes,
this gets all over the place, like
on the counter. I'm like,
right there, like, and
I can't say I'm
not
like
shitting on her. I'm like, I know I have my things. I know I got my issues. I'm definitely a contributor to this. But in the one area where it's like funny is like, this is one area where it's visually very distinct.
Oh,
like, there's no mistake.
We should take pictures.
There's a his and a hers, and there's like, yours is much larger to start with.
Right.
I have very small amount of real estate in this scenario, and like,
I just want my 1x1 to be clean.
Well, I mean, like, and I'm not even great at cleaning it, but like tidy, like, I don't know. She's using my sink now and I get it. Like I said, she's got a lot of stuff. She needs a lot of stuff. I understand that. So I'm not saying that like to be insensitive. I'm just like.
So what would happen if you were trying to get ready at the same time she was getting ready?
Well, I had a thought.
Like, that's my sink.
I've had to, and I like have touched her shoulders and moved her over. Like, this is my fucking sink. I need to spit in it right now.
Yeah.
But like,
you want it in your hair?
What I want to slowly do is let her continue to contribute on her sink, and then me slowly move over to hers and see if I can work it where we just trade sinks without even realizing.
You should try that.
Because I think it would be very
back.
funny. It would take like 5 months, but I think it would be very doable.
You should just slowly like.
It's funny. Like eventually, because like hers is like the better space too, because she's got like the wall by her, so she can use all the wall space. Like it'd just be funny to see everything.
I wouldn't mind having a dual sink though.
It's nice, theoretically. But if she just uses yours all the time, like it defeats. So
it's like
the purpose.
What would you say? Personal space earlier?
Yeah, it's like it doesn't bother me.
I know it don't bother you.
Of like, it's not. It's more comical to me.
Yeah, that's what
I'm
I was
not
gonna
actually angry or even that irritated about it, because honestly, it's not hard to just move something over.
No, I get what you're saying.
She's never brought it up. It's like she doesn't pick up on it at all.
I think girls think bathroom is like that area is their territory, right? I guess in a sense, but it's like, this is my domain. Like I'm letting you come in, and nowadays
that's kind of that first question. The way I posed it, that's my point. Is like, I actually do own this sink.
Like this is
like, this is actually my sink.
Like I'm letting you loan.
Like, I know you think I'm leasing this sink. I know that in your head, like, this isn't really mine, but it actually is. Like,
it is mine.
You have triple the space to begin with.
Yeah.
So that's your space.
Like, you're lucky I'm not giving you just the back of the toilet as your space.
That's the serious part of me, where it's like, no, this actually is my sink. Like, I have emotionally claimed this territory.
Yeah.
But you're my wife. I love you. Like, I don't mind you using my sink. I don't mind, but like, can you tidy up when you're done? Like,
yeah.
Like, but I haven't actually talked to her about it. But I might actually see if I can do that, if I can switch sinks without her noticing.
You try it, dude. I bet you could,
without me actually moving any of her stuff. Just let her continuously move.
And like my space, I just have like my like I said, I have a corner shelf thing that has my colognes and my hair product, because for like when I comb my hair or something, and like my beard stuff.
I got the same thing.
And then that's about all. And then I have a drawer that has a comb in it.
Sure.
With like in clippers.
Right. And I want to be fair to Blanca. I mean, like, she's given me a lot more than a lot of wives would, and it's never been an issue. Like, I have, I mean, I don't have half of the closet, but I've got like more than most husbands would get, I think.
Yeah. I got a whole closet. Like, so
any
I'm okay.
space that hasn't been utilized, like I utilize and she's fine with. So like, I feel like it's very fair. She's not an unfair person.
Do you guys have a walk-in closet?
Yeah, in the bathroom.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I like that a lot. It seems to work better than having it in the bedroom.
Like our bathroom's in our, in our room,
right?
But it's not big. It's just one sink. We could probably have it a dual sink if we were to like redo everything. But, we're not there. We would rather get our shower actually redone. But
sure,
that's another conversation.
Yeah, our bathroom is pretty good size. Like it's way bigger than it probably needs to be. But
it's kind of nice.
It's fine.
You spend a lot of time in there.
They built it for fun. But I do love the layout. I mean, truly, like having the closet in the bathroom, if one person wants to stay asleep, you can close that door and get completely ready without even bothering them. And
usually, like for me, I'm like, I'll lay out my clothes either. Like if I'm going into work or I usually will get my stuff ready the night before.
Right.
I'll steam it, iron it if I need to or whatever.
So now you don't have to do that. You just go in the bathroom.
So yeah, if I do steam at like the mornings, usually it's the steamer can be kind of loud.
Yeah. Right.
So I just feel like it's triple loud.
Yeah.
When it's like just me.
And you're trying to keep it quiet.
Anytime I'm trying to be quiet though, that's when I drop shit.
Yep.
And it clinks and
it's like trying
loud.
too hard.
Dude, there's one time that I did do that and I laughed because I was like, holy fuck. What the hell's going on? It like hit something and it rolled to somewhere else. I'm like, oh my god.
Knocks other shit over. I know.
Especially when I grab the steamer and the cord will just grab something. It's like clink, clink, clink.
Yeah.
Clink, 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 clink.
But that's a problem. That's the thing though, is like we aren't the ones that leave all that shit out.
No, exactly.
So it's like if you don't want to be woken up, put it away. Like,
yeah. She's probably listening.
I know.
Yeah. But I don't know.
I love her. I wouldn't trade her in. So anyway, man,
I want a new one.
So I know we usually end on the question, but there's one last thing I wanted to mention because it made me laugh. And it like, I was watching this video on The Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
And they were talking about just like how awful actually it was to work on The Wizard of Oz. Cause it's like the 30s or something. It was like, it's a really old movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like the way things were back then. They talked about the director, Dorothy, whatever her name was, Judy Garland, kept laughing. She was like 16 years old. She kept laughing at this particular scene, something like made her laugh, and she couldn't stop laughing. Well, the real film was expensive, so she kept ruining these takes. So the director went out and slapped her hard across the face and was like, "You need to knock it off." And she had to go back in and finish the scene. She did it without laughing. It's like, think about how much things have changed. Like today, if you slapped a 16-year-old girl in the face.
Today, if a guy slapped my 16-year-old daughter in the face, I would fucking lay him out. I don't care if he's a director.
We talk about it like the old days were like so much better. I'm like, I don't know. Like,
not for women.
There's some stuff that's like, yeah, like you don't really think about the details of things.
I couldn't imagine that.
That was not even an issue.
Stop laughing, bitch.
In that time, like, I know, like, this is silly. I'm 16 and I'm in a movie. And then it's like, shut the fuck up and make this film. Like,
I'd be laughing too, trying to act like this guy's a scarecrow or whatever.
Yeah, right. Like, if I only had a brain.
Yeah, like, yeah. I would laugh at the damn line.
She's laughing. And I'm just like, man. Everybody was like an alcoholic, just ready to blow.
They were smoking and drinking.
I know. Like they talked about
probably.
How sick everybody got from the paint and stuff that was
probably
used.
all the lead.
Yeah, I mean, like there was the snow was asbestos. The snow in the poppy field, they just opened bags of like asbestos.
Oh my god!
And shook it on them. So everybody in that room was just breathing in asbestos powder.
They're all dead,
probably. I mean, like. It's hysterical to just watch videos on the making of The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, when I got some time, I think I might.
Yeah, I mean, we're not great today. Don't get me wrong. I think we got a lot of issues, but it's like, I don't know.
I think we're better off than we were.
In some ways, we've made a lot of ground. I would definitely not slap a 16-year-old girl in the face.
Yeah, as annoying as 16-year-olds can get, I'm sure. Look, I've never wanted to.
I'm not saying they don't ever deserve it. I'm just saying I would never, ever do it.
Right?
They definitely deserve it, but no.
Would things be different if girls or boys were allowed to get slapped in the face?
Young boys, I think, should get slapped in the face sometimes, but
bro, that's a whole nother
podcast. No, kids shouldn't get hit, but
kids need
rules and boundaries.
I don't think ass whooping.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. Like we stopped.
I'm not punching your kid in the face, but
we
a little ass whooping
hitting,
okay.
but we didn't replace it with anything else. You know,
like because you can't do that. But that's, like I said, that's another.
Anyway, that one.
We don't want to make this longer.
No, that one cracked me up. So.
That's fucking
watch some Wizard of Oz
that's
videos.
Fucked up.
It was pretty bad. It was pretty
slap
bad.
You in the face.
The whole thing, like the video I found, I was like, I've heard this stuff before, but hearing it all together, you're like, man.
Yeah. Wasn't there like a rumor that someone killed themselves on set?
There is a rumor that you can see like a crewmate hanging themselves from a tree. I don't know if that's true or not, but I wouldn't. Honestly, the things I have heard, like apparently the witch, when the fire goes up and she disappears, she's the bad witch.
Yeah,
she got burnt. Was in the hospital for like 3 months. Yeah. No joke. They were serious.
No, we're going to use real fire, one take.
Yeah, we actually need your skin burned for this to work. So we're going to set you on
we don't
fire.
have anything like they'll never make anything that makes it look real.
Yeah, right. We can't CGI this like it hasn't been invented.
I don't even know what that word means.
We're just going to set you CGI. I was going to burn you. Like, God. Anyway.
All right.
Yep. So, don't act in the Wizard of Oz and have a great
And
day.
if you're a wife, clean your space for your man.
Yeah. Just,
and
be
clean his space.
It's like
be a good woman and clean. I'm just kidding.
Just clean up after yourself. I mean, that's all I'm asking, really. It's like,
yeah.
Anyway.
Take you back to the first grade.
Guys. Yeah.